welcome to today's video. Is muise Aisling, is Múinteoir Gaeilge mé, and today we're going to tackle an Aiste on every Múinteoir Gaeilge's top topic, Staid na Gaeilge. Let's get into it. Here's a snapshot of the answer available to you on the Studyclix site if you would so like to look at it while we go through this question. Here's an Aiste. Staid na Gaeilge faoi láthair, céad mark, clear cut enough. Ideally something that you have really prepared, and any student looking to achieve high marks at higher level should have really prepared, and as such, should they have seen it on the paper on the day, would be delighted. Here's our scéim marcála. They're looking at about minimum cúigcéad sécéad focal, as is recommended on the exam paper itself. Here's how it's marked. We need a stíl, chuí, scríbhneoireachta. Needs to have an appropriate style of writing, as in, if you are writing a díspóireacht, it looks like and is structured as such. If you are writing a scéal, it is structured as such. That gets you cúig mark. Then your unravel over tackling of the subject at hand. Do you come across as though you know what you're talking about? Cúig mark déag sin. Then you've got your Cumas Gaeilge, trumloch na marcanna, the vast majority going for your ability to manipulate and use the language in order to communicate your points. That's what's getting you the big marks. Now, while there are 3 sections to the marking, the entire effort is marked as one unit. Multar masunu a dhéanamh iireacht an iarthóra mar aonad. Interesting to note. Few quick notes. The minimum being 500-600 means you should write idir sé agus 800 focal. Why would we aim for the bare minimum here? So we're talking about Céire cúig leathannaí, do not write more than 5. Your examiner will surely lose the will to live, and we don't want that for anybody. Now, in terms of planning, in terms of timing, planal 25 nóiméad, scríobh 60 nóiméad, and then after at new, another 25 nóiméad. So 25, 60, 25, which sounds like, when you compare it to other exams that you're going to undertake, huge amounts of time. It isn't. Be sure to take all of that time in order to write your best effort. You get one shot at this. Why not put it all out there on the table? Finish into our fragra on tús. Look at this lovely opening sentence. But Ion Gaeilge orsa changana Gaeltach a tháinig go héireann sa tríú agus ceathrú ish. Gorgeous. What a lovely opening sentence. She, important to us that we refer to on Gaeilge as she, feminine. So it's important for us to do that. Many languages are feminine in Irish. The vast majority would be buninchcanach, but we're not going to talk about exceptions today. All we have to know for now is that on Gaeilge, buninchcanach. Parsanta, this student clearly has a great love of the language, and that shines through. Also, they're making it very clear to the examiner that these opinions and thoughts are their own, which is cool. Oh look, this person clearly studies history or has a great personal interest in history. Either way, they're coming across very informed on the topic, and that is what we like to see. Alta do. Parsanta again, saying Táimse an fashionta faoi rule na Gaeilge sa chóras a jacket. Gorgeous. This person clearly cares a lot, as will your examiner. Clearly, if they're correcting higher level Gaeilge, they care about Gaeilge. So they're going to be with you. They're on your team. Folklore. We've got some lovely folklore throughout this paragraph, but we need to be careful. Be cuaramach. If you are going to say that the course does not cater to the interests of today, be sure that you are certain that you know for a fact that that is the case. There's no good making baseless accusations against the course. Of course, it could be improved. All syllabi could surely be improved. But be sure you know what you're talking about. Be very cautious. Alt tríg is a cahir. Lovely facts here. Tá os cion trícéad seachtas gulana lá Gaeilge. Cool to know. The plan all is evident here. This is a well laid out essay with one important thought per paragraph. So clearly the student took the time to plan it out. It's evident, it shows. Talking about the Gael Scoilna as an opportunity for change, I don't know if it's very convincing. I think you have to be a bit more dedicated in your argument and a little bit clearer in order to tackle that point. If you're in a Gael school, clearly you're quite pro Gaeilge as it is. But prove me wrong. Flesh out this point a little bit more. And fussíocht, that's something else you can bring up in terms of TG Cahir. There's a huge amount of employment involved there. All this adds extra expertise, extra maturity to your answer and your perspective on this particular essay title. Alta Cuig, folklore lodger here with some lovely vocabulary. Perspectiocht, this person has great perspective. They care clearly a great deal about status of the language and the maintaining of her status. It's great. And we've got statistics all over the place. We've got data, we've got figures, we've got numbers. Clearly this person put a huge amount of effort into having this essay prepared and prepared wonderfully. Careful there with is og, spelling needs a little bit more caution. And our criach, lovely knot there. Cora Keshta. If you're asking questions, if you're starting on my, on jucky, put a Cora Keshta at the end. You're asking a question without asking a question, or you're indicating you're about to, but not finishing it out with the correct punctuation. Could have benefited from a shannuckle here. There are an awful lot of them about the Irish language itself, and they would be lovely just peppered in here to round off this essay. And Olas Overha, be careful that this is relevant to us today. We're talking about the status of the language now, not 30 years ago, not 50 years ago, not in the future, but now. So be careful. Nishar Fukal Scar, Fioriki. Super important for us when writing an Aiste because it shows that you have put in the effort to research the topic, you know a lot about it, and that goes towards those 15 marks we talked about earlier. Avret Nu, cannot emphasize the importance of this enough. That will catch any silly, stray mistakes that you make. And finally, Frásaí agus Nahana. They bring a severus to your answer and will of course add to your marks in the end. And if you wanted to see an annotated PDF of this answer, it's available to you on the Studyclix site. Until next time.